My life only 180'd when I truly became disciplined. When I truly realised that no one cares about excuses, no one cares that, oh, I can't make it to the gym because of X, Y, Z, oh, I can't do my work this morning because of X, Y, Z. When you truly realise that people, the outside world, only ever see the result, that's when you'll start doing the things that lead you to the result. Your focus should never be on what other people think, because today's society will bash people who are disciplined and people who are progressing to their goals. And it's not their fault, because today's society has literally conditioned people to be like locusts. Productivity is at an all-time low. No one does their jobs properly. No one actually has purposeful work anymore. So when they see you and me waking up early, working on our goals, doing the consistent disciplined habits, doing the right things, something within them just feels threatened. So instead of focusing on the locusts, focus on the locus of your control. Do not ever outsource your motivation or your discipline to anything other than your innate capabilities. Recently, I started a new job, moved house. Bro, I haven't been to the gym in nearly a month because my new house is out here in like the middle of nowhere. Have I stopped training? No. Am I still strong? Yes. Is my physique still sick? Yes. People only see the outcome. Like, bro, you can achieve anything you want without the equipment you think you need. Like, yes, I want to go to the gym. I want to do weightlifting. But I know that for the first 6 weeks that I moved in, I can't do that. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna find another way. Bro, I recognized it. I knew that no one's gonna care about my excuses and that I need to uphold the result, which is my physique. And that's why I created the 4 a.m. Tiger J routine, bro. Let's flip and go, man. When you formulate an excuse, it's not abnormal. Excuses are part of the journey, but you cannot let them suppress you. Excuses are never explicit. When you really think about it, your brain just sort of convinces you in your own voice that not doing the thing is the way. And it's really hard to pick up on it at first. But once you just realize and start thinking ahead that, oh, if I act through this, then I'm not going to achieve what I wanted to. I'm not going to have that video recorded. I'm not going to have that workout done. I'm not going to achieve that one thing of the day, yeah? That one habit that you wanted to do, that one progress metric that you wanted to achieve. If you wouldn't have had that done, had you listened to your brain, then your brain has just given you an excuse. Work backwards. Do not think from the excuse. Just remember, bro, people do not care about your excuses because you don't care about their excuses. You're a person too. When someone tells you, oh bro, like, I couldn't make that workout because I felt sick, you don't start empathizing with them. You don't start thinking, oh man, like Adam felt sick and he couldn't make it. I'm sure he'll make it next time. Bro, you just start thinking like, oh, you didn't make it. Or maybe if you're a little bit more like me, you're thinking, like, I should have just come anyway. I would have done it. You start thinking the opposite of the empathy. The person came to you with an excuse because he wanted empathy for a situation and you give him the opposite. So why would you expect any different from yourself? Human beings only see the outcome. Did he get the physique? Did he get the grades? Did he get the job? They don't care about the excuses. They don't care that you were sick 5 out of 7 days of the week. They don't care that you couldn't make it because you didn't feel like it 50% of the time. If you just showed up, even despite the excuses, and you take what I said earlier about working backwards, then you would have shown up, got the results, and then you could have said, I did X despite of Y. If you want to stop wasting your time making zero progress towards your goals and you want to learn to focus on one thing, take it by the neck and absolutely dominate using discipline, get the link in the description now, because the pathway of the tiger is the exact roadmap for you, bro. Recognize that you'll want to do bad habits. You'll always want to. Today's society will condition you into thinking it's normal. Today's society will give you everything you need to live in comfort, but you cannot succumb to that, and the only way that you can learn to do that is by recognizing it first. Excuses and wanting to do bad habits and then succumbing to them is like a vote against yourself in an election. If you ran for like president or mayor or whatever the hell your country does, yeah, would you vote against yourself or would you vote for yourself? It's pretty damn obvious, right? So you having a goal, you thinking of something to do and you wanting to make progress towards it, but then you doing the opposite action is literally like you're voting against yourself in the election. Having an excuse and acting out the excuse is a vote against yourself. So when you want to do a bad habit, when you recognize and you start leveling up the skill of working backwards, then you can start to double down on the good habits. You can start to think, okay, my brain wants to, I don't know, watch anime or watch football for 2 hours straight. You know that by succumbing to that bad habit, by listening to your brain, you will not make progress towards your goal. Because you've mastered the art of working backwards, Now you're able to think, okay, instead of wasting my time doing that, what else can I do? And bro, I can't believe like today's society has conditioned us men, the men who are meant to build society up from the ground up, to now just be these anime watching, sport watching weirdos who will vicariously live experiences through the television character, whether that be a cartoon character or some other man. Mate, people go to the pub every week to watch the football and they like imagine themselves kicking that ball around in the field and being a top level athlete, saying like, oh man, I would have scored that. And then there's the anime weirdos who will watch the protagonist like do all the things that they wish they could do when all they really needed to do is learn how to wake up early, execute their goals, make their mission their purpose in life, and they actually make progress through discipline. And bro, if you felt even 2% offended by that, I was talking exactly about you, mate. You need to learn how to recognize, affirm, and take action. This exact 3-step framework is what I use to cure my own dermatophagia, which is basically when you rip out your hands, you eat out your hands and your skin, and you literally, bro, I used to bite my hands and rip my skin out of pure anxiety. And it led me to the point where I couldn't even handshake people. Me using this exact 3-step framework has led me to cure something which doctors say is incurable. They have no cure for it. You can go to the doctor with this condition and they wouldn't actually know how to cure you. And it's this guy on the internet, me, I know how to cure you, Jas knows how to cure it. If I can cure dermatophagia with this, yeah, I knew that I could stop my bad habits. Recognize, affirm, and action. So look, you mentally recognize, you begin to work backwards, you affirm. You've got to say something that makes you feel good. You've got to say like, yo, I'm that guy. You got to have something, yeah, that really motivates you. You got to have something that's slightly tied into your goals. Maybe you're like, I'm the most disciplined guy on the planet. Or maybe you're like, I'm jacked, I've got the physique. Even if you're a fatty, you can still say that and then your body will start to feel like pretty good. You can still say something if it's not true. Because when you keep saying it, out of a place of love and out of a place of gratitude, you will actually be able to make that a reality, because you're more likely to take the action that will lead to that, and then take action. Because once you recognize that you're doing a bad thing, once you affirm and you put yourself into the energy of wanting to do the good thing, then you take action from that. Bro, come on. Obviously you're going to be good. Obviously you're going to take action from a better place, and then obviously you'll make progress. Your mind needs to be convinced daily that you are who exactly you say you are. So every single time you take a good action, every single time that you resist a bad action, you've contributed to the graph of success. The graph of success on a daily basis might look like little fluctuations, yeah? But zoom out on a long enough time frame and you will see the graph of success slowly rise. Or for most people, the graph just slowly declines. And people then say, oh man, where did these last 30 years go? I used to be so young, I used to be so fit, and they didn't used to be nothing, bruv. Because in their 20s, they were going out partying and drinking and not training and saying they're going to do one thing and they're doing another thing, and then they never ever make progress towards their goals. Next thing you know, they're 50 years old, they've got a family that doesn't respect them, and they're just living a life they don't like. If they'd just taken action properly when they were younger, had a clear mission, had a clear defined purpose, they would have made some progress. They would have rode the graph upwards instead of downwards. A lot of us new starters at my job, we started like 2 weeks ago, and one of the people started saying like, bro, I'm finding it really hard to wake up at like 6:30 now, because he used to obviously be a normal dude and just wake up at 10, 11 o'clock. And then everyone started being like, yeah man, I can't lie, I'm finding it hard as well. And then they were like to me, because I only live pretty close, like 10-minute drive away from my workplace, pretty close. And they're like, oh man, you must be so lucky, you get to wake up so late. And I was like, bro, literally, I was like, yeah, man, I wake up at 7:40 a.m. Work starts at 8. I was like, yeah, I wake up at 7:40. And they were like, oh, you're so lucky, blah, blah, blah. Mate, I woke up that exact same day at 4 a.m. and I trained. Never, ever tell people about your discipline, about your goals. Never, ever tell anyone. Literally just zip it, bruv. If you feel like you're about to tell someone and you're about to spill the secret, bro, don't do it. Because these people don't understand. You're going to offend them. So when people think that you're normal like them, it keeps them happy, yeah? Just trust me, you're better off in like keeping the energy within you. Remember the locusts from earlier. These people don't mean bad for you, but they will actually affect your energy if you start telling them, yeah bro, I was up at 4 and I was training, or yeah bro, I was up at 4 and I was recording a video, or I've got this goal and that goal and I'm making good progress towards it, blah blah blah. Never ever tell anyone, because remember, no one cares. There might be 1 or 2 people in your life who genuinely care, like your mom, your sister, your girl, your best friend, whatever. They might care, you can kind of tell them. You don't have to reveal everything. Just do the work. Because at the end of the day, they don't care that you say you've done this or done that when the result ain't there. They're going to come up to you and be like, oh my god, like your biceps are like feeling a lot harder. They're going to come up to you and be like, oh my god, your YouTube's doing pretty good, bro. They're going to come up to you and say like, yo, I can't believe you got that job. They're not going to come up to you and say like, oh, well done for waking up at 4. So instead of telling people about the process, instead of telling people that you're struggling or like you're doing really well. You don't even have to say anything. Just let the results speak for themselves because no one cares. Remember, life is just energy. You're made of cells, I'm made of cells. These cells are wave functions on the quantum level. And when you look at that microcosm, you see that energy is misdirected randomly all the time. If you can try and direct your energy in the right place, you will make crazy progress because no one thinks like this, bro. If you've even made it this far into the video, people have already clicked off. It's probably just me and you sitting here right now. I'm making this video for you, bro. You've stayed here until this point because I know exactly what you needed to hear and see from me to feel motivated, to feel like you need to get disciplined, because we have the same sort of like mindset, man. Me and you ain't so different. So do not spill your secrets. Do not tell people that you're doing X, Y, and Z because they will ruin your energy without even realizing it. It sounds like wishy-washy, but trust me, man, it's true. You will feel different after telling people your secrets. And you know what's funny? When you retain that information and knowledge, you will actually feel more powerful and more likely to do the good things. Never click on a just video without a challenge or without an action step. I need you, I literally urge you, bruv, to wake up at 5 for the next 7 days and do 1 high friction habit and 1 needle moving task. Bro, if you don't know what those are, a needle moving task is just 1 high leverage task that will make you take a massive step towards your goals, and the high friction habit is just a habit that's really hard to do. That requires a lot of mental friction to be overcome before you do it, like a cold shower. Like, you're gonna be standing out there thinking, I don't even want to do this, but then you've got to jump in anyway. Do a high friction habit, do a needle moving task every single day for the next 7 days, early at 5 o'clock, for that solitude, that creative energy, the beautiful gratitude that you'll feel. Even if you're a little bit sleep deprived on days 1 and 2, you will get used to it. Your body will regulate itself. You have to trust the process, and you have to realize that you're only 1 or 2 days away from being your most disciplined and successful self. You will start making progress at a rate where people are going to be like, what the hell? How did you get that? And it's only going to be 6 months in, and people are going to say like, yo, how did you do that? I want that for you, bro. Take life by the neck, bruv, and just squeeze every single drop of juice out of the fruits. If you want the full pathway of the tiger, I deep dive into every single habit, every single mindset, my training plans, physical training routines, different types of routines for different people, different goals, different priorities. I'll help you out, bro. Get the link in the description and check it out. I highly urge you to do so. I highly recommend getting disciplined to take action to your goals, and the pathway of the tiger will make it 10,000 times easier, bro. I got disciplined over 2 years. I can get you there in 2 months, mate. So look, take the challenge seriously. 7 straight days at 5 AM, 1 high friction habit, 1 needle moving task, and just remember, no one cares about your excuses. All people care about is what they see as the end result. But the work that goes in between that, nobody sees it. So forget the excuses, forget the situation, put the work in and get it done, bro. Retain your energy, retain your power, and begin to make real progress, bro. I want this for you. I'm so grateful for you staying to the end. So, sweat or regret, and I'm out.